Melech haolam. Toda la pa'am hazeh. Toda ya Eloheinu. Ki anachnu omdim po lefanecha. Wa anachnu osim et hakita hazot. Toda rabba ya Eloheinu. Ki ata natata lanu. Et ha'pa'am hazeh lelamed zeh. Wagam kain lilmod zeh. Wagam kain lelumad zeh. Wagam kain tamshik na lebarakenu. Watamshik lo shienu. Tamshik lelamed kulanu. Ki anachnu zarikim o kaliyot b'chayenu. Tiyana'im ha'akim po. Wagam kain tiyana'im ha'akim wa'akyo ashohem notim po. Wagam kain tishmor na watazil na. Et b'nei Yisrael mekal zarenu. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Amen. Amen. Okay, giving honor and praise
To the creator and the maker of heaven and earth, the most high power. We're going to start in this lesson right here, being lesson number 26. Now we're going to continue in this lesson number 26, all right? Now we know that we missed 2 weeks, and for that we do apologize on that end. It was for one reason or the other, all right? But we are, blessed be the Most High, going to endeavor to sit there and not miss any weeks, you know, as long as it be within our power to do so. All right, so what we're going to do right now is go over a particular aspect, okay, such as this right here. We look at the word here, right? Redeem. Now, it's 2 main words in the scriptures, right, that's used for that in root. One being the word pada, which is actually a lamed hey verb, meaning that it ends with a hey, and the word ga'al. All right, so just want that to be noted for edification purposes. All right, so, and what we was dealing with last time, and like the time before that, was in regards to what we call inflections. That is to say, when you put a noun and a verb, or should I say a pronoun attached to a verb. All right, now, one of the things to sit there and go over in that regard is this. We have, for instance, the word ga'al, also meaning to redeem. All right? Ga'al, to redeem in root. Also literally meaning he redeemed in the past tense. All right? So just want that to be noted for edification purposes. You can find that word, because I looked it up, right? In Isaiah 44, verse 22. All right? In that particular regard, so we can gain an understanding of what we're talking about. Now, how does this work? Is you have something, I'm dealing with this in the past tense. Right? Ga'alti ka. If we remember, this is the formation we was dealing with before, right? Means I redeemed you. This is saying Ga'alti, I redeemed. Ga'alti ka, I redeemed you. All right? Then we have, okay, Ga'al Tik. Okay? Sorry about that. We have then, okay, erase this for clarity purposes. We have Ga'altik, which means I redeemed you when you're speaking,
okay, to a female.
Now, if we've been following along, right, in light of how this kind of thing and kind of aspect works, we have Ga'al Tiwa. All right. Then we have Ga'al Tiha. All right. Now, Ga'al Tiwa, if you notice, it has the yod and a waw. Ga'al Tiwa, which means I redeemed him or I redeemed it. All right. So that could be noted for edification purposes. All right. Then we have Ga'al Tiha, which means I redeemed it or I redeemed her. All right. So I just want that to be noted for edification purposes. Now, if you were following in lesson 24, right? And in lesson 25, that's why I'm able to go over this without having to write the English translation or the transliteration, just showing the pattern nonetheless. All right. So we can gain an understanding of what we're talking about. Then we have, okay, Ga'al Ta, okay, which means you have redeemed. All right, now that right there is masculine singular, Ga'al Ta. All right, so you just want to go over this in that particular aspect. So how does this work in that regard? You have Ga'al Tani, okay, which means Ga'al Tani, which means you have redeemed me. In many cases, when you have the sounding of ni, N-E-E, or the noon with the kirik and the yod, at the end of a word is generally understood as me, something happened with me, all right, first person. So Ga'al Tani, you have redeemed me. So just want that to be noted for edification purposes, all right? Next we have, in this particular regard, all right, Ga'al Ta Hu. Ga'al Tahu, which means you have redeemed him or you have redeemed it. All right? So that way that could be noted for edification purposes. So we have Ga'al Tahu, which means you have redeemed him or you have redeemed it. So it can be noted for edification purposes. Now, this as stated is called inflection. You see this in the scriptures periodically, all right? Okay, so then you have Ga'al Gamata, shalom. Then you have Ga'al Tanu, which means you have redeemed us. All right? So I just want this to be noted for edification purposes. Okay? Next thing we want to sit there and go over is you have Ga'al Tam, which means you have redeemed them. All right? This here serves from the word otam, as in this memso feet here. So when we say Ga'al Tam, which means you redeemed them, we're speaking about masculine plural them. All right? Then you also have Okay? While we're going over this particular aspect, Ga'al Tan. Which means you redeem them when speaking about females. You're speaking to a male in the second person about feminine third person plural. All right? Ga'al Tan, you redeem them. You redeem them masculine, plural. You redeem them feminine, plural. All right, so I just want that to be noted for edification purposes. So now that we're getting into this particular aspect, we can begin to see, know, and understand more of what we're talking about when we're dealing with what is referred to as inflections within the Hebrew tongue. All right, so another point, brothers and sisters, to sit there and make in this regard is this. You have the word, all right, redeem as in the word pada. Now the word pada, all right, as stated, it means to redeem. And you see that in the scriptures as well. One case in Deuteronomy, because I looked it up, Deuteronomy pardon me. Yes, in Deuteronomy, but if you go to Zechariah chapter 10 verse 8, it's in there in that regard in the Hebrew. All right, Zechariah 10 verse 8. Pada, a lamed hey verb, because it ends with a hey, okay, to redeem. So now, if we remember how the formation of the lamed hey goes, we have paditi, padita, padit, pada, pata, padinu, padite, paditen, padu. All right? So we can gain an understanding in that regard. Now, we will sit there and do an inflection with that in this regard. Pa, di, tika. All right? I redeemed you. Also meaning the same thing as ga'al tika. All right? So I want this to be seen and known for edification purposes. Then we have padi, ti, paditik. All right? So then we have going with the same pattern. I'm trying to basically just show how pattern works in Hebrew. So you have paditik, all right? Pa, di, paditiwa, which means I redeemed him or I redeemed it, if we remember. Then we have padi, tiha. All right? And it goes on. Padi, ti, kem, padi, ti, ken, padi, team, padi, teen. Now, if I were to write this one right here, pa, di, team, this means I redeemed them. All right? Masculine aspect plural. Now, I want this to be noted for some kind of edification purposes. This, however, what I'm going to write here is actually incorrect. Padi, paditini is incorrect Hebrew. All right? X equals incorrect. All right? So there are certain inflections, if it's not making sense within the English structure, it's not in this particular case going to make sense in the Hebrew structure. All right? So I just want that, okay, brothers and sisters, to be noted for edification purposes. All right. So Hopefully that could be noted for edification purposes and reasoning. All right? Salika about that. Now, with what we're dealing with, all right, this here still being, as stated, Hebrew lesson number 26. There are certain things that we want to sit there and explain and expound on as far as Hebrew rules go, as far as grammar is concerned. Now, this dealing in this particular time at these couple of minutes, all right, is dealing in an aspect of what we were dealing with as far as what they refer to as the pluralization of a word. Now, as many may know, in Hebrew, the noun and the verb agree with each other in gender as well as in number. I want to state that again. The noun, matter of fact, let me write this, okay? Noun, N-O-U-N, verb, and adjective, okay, agrees in Hebrew. Now, this is something that does not change. All right, now why am I going here in particular is so that way it can be noted for a particular reason, for a particular matter, at a particular situation. Okay, the noun and the verb and the adjective agrees in Hebrew. Now, in light of that, let's look at this word right here. All right, we have the word here, right? Bitulim. Now, to Bitulim. Now, for those already familiar with Hebrew, already know that the word Bitulim, all right, means what? Virginity. All right? Now, why am I going over this? It's because it ends with the word im, yet it's not plural in meaning in English. So sometimes you have scholars who refer to this as what they refer to as irregular aspects, irregular noun and pluralization. All right, Bitulim means virginity. So you would say what? Bitulimi, my virginity. All right, so that could be noted for edification purposes. Why am I going there now? Is so it could be noted that just because a word automatically ends with the word im doesn't always make it plural in meaning. I say it again. Just because a word ends, however, in the word im, all right, does not always make it sit there and be plural. This is why we have to begin to know and understand the language for the culture that it is within itself. All right, so you can actually find that word in the book of Deuteronomy, all right, D-E-U-T 22, right? Deuteronomy 22, verse 20, when it speaks about the tokens of virginity that belong to the damsel, all right? But the tokens of virginity in Hebrew is said as bitulim, aka the same word for virginity. That's not plural, because the word for token is the word shequel. It's shequalim when we tokens. So when we read the tokens of virginity, it's also aka alias one's virginity. So I want this to be noted for edification purposes. So just because it ends with the word im doesn't always make it a plural word in definition or in translation. All right? So that's one case to sit there and expound on in that particular regard. All right? The next thing we want to go over, all right, is this word right here. We have this famous word here to elaborate on this point I'm trying to emphasize, is the word panim. The word panim Okay, you can find this in Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 4. And this word means face. Now, the word panim also means presence. So a face as well as presence. So I want this to be noted for edification purposes. Now, it ends, okay, as we can see right here, panim, all right? It ends with the im, but we already know that that is not necessarily the word faces only. It also means face. So this is something to be noted for edification purposes. You have Hebrew words that end in an understanding of the masculine plural im. However, the translation does not hold it to be the plural in understanding. Now, as stated, the word panim means face, all right? F-A-C-E, and it ends with the word im. All right, so my face, all right, as we see in Leviticus 26, verse 17, is the word panai. Now, if you remember from like lesson number 5, all right, and lesson around that era, we're speaking about the aspect of kadai, means my pictures, like the picture you drink from. All right, yet panai means my face in Leviticus chapter 26, verse 17. So therefore, when we're looking at it, we have to begin knowing and understand in order to get understanding. So panai doesn't mean my face is plural, even though it is in that aspect. When we read in Numbers, the 6th chapter, all right, we're beginning to sit there and see, it says the Most High lifts up his countenance, which also means his face, said in Hebrew as the word paneka. Now, let me go over something in this particular aspect. Remember this word right here, right? Yad, which means hand, right? Then you have yadayim, all right? Which means hands, because you have two hands. But if you remember, you have the word, okay? Yadecha, we went over this, meaning your hands, masculine plural. Now, we have yadai, which means my hands. Then we have yadecha, your hands, or yadayik, your hands if you were speaking to a female. All right? So when we read in Numbers, the 6th chapter, may the Most High lift up his countenance upon thee, the Hebrew word we see here is panecha. You understand? The kasofi. So you have yadeka aeka, and this means your face, all right, or your presence. All right, now in the Bible, when the Most High asked Cain, why art thou wroth, and why has your countenance fallen, okay, it uses the word paneka, your face, but it's not your faces, plural. It's still your face. Whereas yadeka is your hands. Whereas yadka is your hand. Now here's my point. If we already see, all right, that this is in the im, though it's not treated as a aspect of a plural, because panim meaning face is singular. Paneka, your face, you see this in Exodus, you see this in Genesis, as well as in the book of Numbers. Paneka, Yisaya, Panayu Alecha, Wihuneka. The Most High lift up his countenance or his face. Panayu. Said, written as this in Hebrew, right? We have this. All right? Now, if you're trying to sit there and just deal, well, we got to deal with the correct grammar, quote unquote, you would say that Numbers, the 6th chapter, is mistranslated by saying it must be his faces. Meanwhile, the actual Hebrew is really saying what? His face. So, do you follow where I'm getting at? Okay, let's go on, brothers and sisters. So, let's know and understand what we're dealing with. When, not to be haughty, belligerent, or so forth. When one is dealing in Hebrew, one must, and is not to sound or put anybody down, all right? One must teach conversational Hebrew. Because why am I saying this? If a person is not conversing, all right, in what he or she is talking about, then guess what then? You're not, no offense intended, saying anything. If you're not teaching conversation, then you're not teaching anything. Because eventually, we're not going to have our dictionaries and our verb books and our lexicons and our thesaurus. We may not have all of that all the time. We may have to, as the saying goes, come off the dome. That is to say, come off the top of your head. Know how to speak to your child, your elder. Know what words you want to use if you do want to say a prayer. You know, just using that for edification purposes. So one of the things I attempt to do and teach is teach the conversational aspect of this. And certainly by the time we now here at lesson number 26. All right? So we're going to continue on. Okay? Now, taking that same word, right? Panim, which we have already shown, okay, to be an aspect of meaning the word face. And when you show it, paneka, panai, panaiwa, it shows it in the aspect of a masculine plural sense. Yet the translation always shows as a singular. So what does that mean? Plural, periodically, okay, in Hebrew, equals the immense of a matter, or the immensity of a matter. Panim, presence. There's no other way. You don't say pan rob, you just say panim. Now, let's deal with another aspect in Hebrew with this. The word mayim, all right? Now, I'm going to sit there and pick on my friend here, the brother, Chief Absalom, who must think that I'm some kind of, come here, Aki, that I'm some kind of bad person. The man is going to sit there, come here, Aki, Bavakusha, please. The man is going to sit there and ask me, this is the man who cleans the camp while I'm teaching. So we're doing more things than just talking. He's going to ask me, can you use the bread? Of course you can use the bread. Cain is mine. Yes, you can use it. But I want to, Aki, Bavakusha, you mind coming over here, Bavakusha, please? Now, what does the word Mayan mean? Water. Now, what is the Hebrew word for waters? Mayim. It's the same word. So what is that saying? That the plural shows it's immense. So I want this to be noted and understood. It says the gathering of waters the Most High called seas. All right? So Mayim, all right, it means both the word water and waters. The word panim means face. It's showing it's immense because water itself is also immense. Now, let's get to one of the key words that we can sit there and show in this particular regard. The word Elohim. This is something I wanted to sit there, all right, and get into. Because when we're dealing in the Hebraic culture, we see, as stated, that the adjective and the noun and the verb agrees all within the same syntax and context. So Elohim, right, means in layman terms, all right, God. Now, there are some people trying to sit there and say, well, it means gods, so there's more than one God. Meanwhile, as we went over on Shabbat, in the book of 1 Kings 18, verse 39, it distinctly says what? Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh Hu Ha-Elohim. So let's remember, it says who, right? Which means what? He or it. Hu Ha-Elohim. All right? Now, this is conversational Hebrew to know the culture of the people. All right? Now, want this to be pointed out for edification purposes. Ha-Elohim. Well, it is with Im. So therefore, you're saying then that 1 Kings 18, verse 39
is grammatically then incorrect, which is not. Hu ha-Elohim. He is the God. He is the immense power.
That's what it's talking about. There is no other way to really sit down and put it.
They're not going to sit there and say with a monotheistic culture by saying
El Rab is the Most High. No, it's just El, which means God. Another word for it is Eloha. All right, spelled as this. You see this a lot in the book of Job. All right, Eloha. All right, and then you have Elohim. Pardon me, Eloha. All right. Then you have, as stated, the word El, okay, Eloha,
and Elohim.
All of that means, in the English terminology, God. Now, it comes, brothers and sisters, from its verb in roots, all right? I yield. And this particular aspect means might or power. And you see that, brothers and sisters, when you go, as we went over before, in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. All right? So I just want this to be noted for edification purposes and edification reasoning. Now, who is the pronoun? If we remember this, ani, ata, at, hu, he, anachnu, atem, atem, him, hain. All right? In the culture of Yisrael, it's something that we're going to have to sit there and focus on in that particular regard. Now, let's go on, brothers and sisters, in this particular aspect. Okay, it says this. All right? Bereshit, right? Bara, okay? Elohim. This is in Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. All right? Ba, in or with. Reshit, in the beginning. Reshit is actually the word meaning the beginning. All right? And you see that also in the book of Proverbs. He made me in the beginning of his way. Bara. All right? We went over this and showed how it looks. This is a Lamed Aleph verb. This literally means he created. And who is he? Elohim. So what am I saying? Just as much as you have Panim, Bitulim, Mayim, you have Elohim. Though it ends regularly in a masculine plural, those who already identify and understand the culture of the children of Israel know that Israel is a monotheistic people. Therefore, we don't call upon a pantheon of gods. We only call upon one, Elohim. All right? So this is why before Elijah had the prophets of Baal killed, one of the last things they said before they were put to death was Yah, Hu Ha-Elohim. All right? So I just want this to be noted. I'm citing biblical references and showing how it works within the culture of the people, because they didn't look at a lexicon or a dictionary, they spoke it. Hebrew is a language you speak, not just keep looking up words. And so there's nothing wrong with vocabulary. There's nothing wrong with looking things up. However, at this point, what we're attempting to do is, in layman terms, step up the game, step your game up. So that way you'll be able to converse back and forth one with another. All right. So literally this is in the beginning, God, he created. All right. So I want that to be noted for edification purposes. Then we have, okay, the book here that says this. Why Daber Elohim. All right. Why Daber Elohim. Now, in order to sit there and get into this, all right, this right here, okay, for edification purposes, you have the Waw with the Patak, then the Yod with the Shawat, then you have the Dalit with the Kwamat, the Bet in this particular case with the Zere and the Resh. Now, Yidabir, for those who've been following from lesson 23 and 22, right, you already know that that is the PL verb stem from the word dabar or diber, which means to speak. So Yidabir itself means he will speak. Now, in biblical Hebrew, which we're going to start, as we may see, get into, all right, there is a thing that is referred to as the Waw Hakipuk, aka, or also known as the Waw consecutive. In dealing in what they refer to as the Waw consecutive, this normal future tense word, due to its prefix of the Waw, turns into the past tense. So therefore, it becomes he spoke. All right? As we go along in time, we're going to sit there and explain what the Waw consecutive is in more in detail, because you see this periodically in the scriptures. Now, Waidaber, right? And he spoke. And who is he? Elohim. Elohim spoke. Now, if some are right, and the Most High is part of a pantheon, it would say, why dabru Elohim. And it doesn't say that. It doesn't say, and they spoke. It says, and he spoke. This is masculine singular. All right? Third person. Okay? Pardon me. Person. Masculine singular. All right? This would have been third person masculine plural. Elohim, though ending with im, is treated as such by the scribes, the speakers, the prophets, the laymen, the priests, the king, and ancient Yisrael. So I just want this to be noted for edification purposes. Okay, so another thing, all right, and another aspect to sit there and get into, and I hope this could be noted for reasoning and edification purposes. All right? In concluding with the timing that we have, all right, we're going to go over the names of the kings that we read of in the scriptures with the translation of their names. All right? So the first one, who was the first king on the throne? Shaul or Saul, right? The meaning of that, all right, Shaul. It means asked. If we remember, the word Sha'al, okay, means to ask. Okay? So Shaul is what they refer to as the past participle. When you even go into the 201 Word book, you'll see that aspect. So Saul, okay, said in Hebrew as Shaul means asked. All right? So I just want that to be noted for edification purposes. Next we have, all right, as I already stated from before, I apologize only using one side, but until we get it onto the wall, that's the way we function in that regard. Okay, so now we got the word Dawid, all right? And Dawid transliterated is David, all right? But translated means beloved, all right? Dawid means beloved. So that way that could be noted for edification purposes. It comes from the root word hadad, which means to be in love or to love greatly. Okay? So when you read like Solomon's other name as Yedidah, meaning beloved of the Most High, so now we got, all right, as stated, like Solomon's other name as Yedidah, meaning beloved of Yah. That's the kind of aspect in that regard. All right. Then we have, okay, Solomon. Now, of course, we know that's the English transliteration but it comes from this word here. Shalomo. Now, some people say shalomah, but regardless of that, the meaning of it, all right, means peaceful. Okay? Obviously from the root word shalom, which means peace. So Solomon said in Hebrew is really shalomo. All right? Then we have Rehoboam. All right? All right? Rakab. All right? Rakab said in English transliteration as Rehoboam means the freer or the one who expands the people. All right? So freer, expander, or one who expands of the people. All right, so that way that could be noted for edification purposes. Rakab, which means to free or to make a great or wide or to expand, and then which means people. Rakab all right, so that could be noted for edification purposes. All right, then we have Abiyah, all right, said in English transliteration as Abijah or Abijah, but it is as this in Hebrew. Abiyah, meaning what? Yah is my father. All right? So this is saying Yah is my father. Okay? The next we have Asa. Okay? Actually caught me out there with that one. Because I know Asa is not a Hebrew word, but the word Asa is an Aramaic word and it means physician. But I'm trying to get the actual correct spelling of it. A-S-A. All right, so it could be noted for edification purposes. All right, and it's as such. Wanted to make sure. Asa, all right? Which means doctor. But that right there, believe it or not, is actually not a Hebrew word. It's an Aramaic word. This is some of the points, brothers and sisters, that I try to explain to people when I tell them that ancient Israel spoke more than just one language. All right, so just want that to be noted. So next thing we have, okay, for edification purposes, Jehoshaphat. All right, said as this in Hebrew, Yehoshaphat. Which means what? The Most High has judged. Yah has judged. Because the root word shaphat means to judge. All right? Yah, he judged. Yehoshaphat, Yah has judged. All right? Then we have the next one said in the English as Jehoram. All right? Now, in the Hebrew, it's said as this, or written as this, that is. Yehoram. All right? Which means the Most High is exalted. All right? Yah is exalted. All right? Ram, coming from the iron vowel verb rum, which means to exalt or to be high. So Yehoram means the Most High is exalted. If you remember with the iron vowel verb, all right, so any verb that has a vowel as the second letter, it drops off when you conjugate it in the past tense. So it's not Yehoram, it's Yehoram. But the root of Ram is Rum. All right, so it can be noted for edification purposes. Okay, so the next thing, all right, so we can gain an understanding of what we're talking about is this. Yehoash, all right, said as this. Yehoash, all right, which means Yah is strong or fire, because the word ash or esh means fire. So Yehoash means the Most High is a fire, or fire of the Most High. All right. So it also, as stated, it means the word strong. So Jehoash is how that's said in that particular aspect. Then we have Ahaziah. All right. Or Ahaziah. All right. Now, it is written as this in Hebrew. Ahaz. Ahazyahu. All right. Now, I want to emphasize, if you notice, you have Yahoo and Yahoo, which means that there are already people who already put the aspect of understanding with vowels already are telling you that they did not know, believe it or not, maybe the full pronunciation of the Most High's name. This is why you find Ezekiel chapter 20, all right, in the biblical text, verse 3, where it says, Adonai Yehovah. All right, so this is why I cite Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 7, as we went over in the past about the Most High himself letting his true name be known to the children of Israel. However, now we have Ahaz Yahu, which means what? The Most High, or Yah, has seized. Yah has grasped or seized. Okay, Ahaz is the root of that. So Ahaziah is really pronounced as Ahazia. All right, so we can gain an understanding in that regard. By the way, these guys we were reading of, they were wicked in the scriptures, just so it can be noted for edification purposes. All right. The next thing we have is Yoash. All right. He actually ruled at the age of 7. And his, all right, you have, sorry about that. Yoash, meaning Yah, once again, is strong or fire, as we already went over before, okay? So some of the names actually mean like the same thing. All right, so then we have Amaziah. All right. Okay, now in Hebrew, that is said as this. Amatz Yahu. All right. Now the word Amatz means strong or courage. It comes from the root word just that, Amatz, to be courageous. Amatz Yahu, said as Amaziah in the English transliteration. All right, and that means Yah is courageous. Okay, Yah is courageous. All right,
So that way it can be noted for edification purposes. Amatz Yahu. All right. Then we have Uzziah.
All right? Okay? One of the kings that was, for the most part, right or correct or righteous, should I say. All right? You have it written as this. Uz Yahu. All right?
Now, this is
The Uz sound.
with the 3 dots slanted. This is the Zion with the Shawah. Uz. Remember?
If you remember from like lesson 1 and 2,
Anytime you have the Shawah, you just join it like Amatz and they continue on with the word. Well, Uz, they continue on with the word. Uz Yahu.
or Uzziah. All right? And that means, Uz means what? Strength. All right? Yah is strength or strong. All right? But it more so means the word strength.
Okay? So I just want that to be noted
For edification purposes. Then we have, all right, Jotam. Said in the English transliteration as Jotham. But in the Hebrew it says this. Yotam, which means Yah is perfect. Not to be confused with Yatom, which means orphan. All right?
This here is Yotam, which means Yah is perfect. All right, so we can gain an understanding of that.
Then we have Ahaz. This is the one Isaiah 7 refers to. All right? In that regard, it means, written as this, Ahaz. All right, many scholars say that Ahaz is the shortening of Yehoahaz. All right, but now Ahaz means he seized or he grasped. So if we're going to say the whole name as Yehoahaz, it means Yah has grasped. All right. Has grasp. Okay, so that could be noted for edification purposes. Then we have going only over, all right, with the time allotted with the kings of Judah. Okay, we have the next one being Hezekiah. All right. Now, Hezekiah is said in Hebrew as Chezkiyahu. Okay? Chezkiyahu.
Still got the word Kazak, strength or strong. Yahu, the Most High is He.
The Most High, He is strong or He is strength. All right? Yah is strength or strong. So as we see, some of the names actually mean the similar meanings.
All right? So I want that to be noted.
For edification purposes. All right, next we have, all right, Manasseh. All right, which is said in Hebrew as Menashe. Okay. Menashe, which means causing to forget. Okay? This is the PL stem. Causing to forget. Because the word nasha, all right, means to forget. Nashitika, I forgot you. All right? Nashitani, you forgot me. If you were to put that in the actual form.
Menashe, causing to forget. All right, so we can gain an understanding
of what we're talking about and what we're dealing with. All right? Then we have Amon. All right? Which means oak. Okay.
So that's what that means in that regard. That's one of the kings that ruled after Manasseh.
All right? Because Manasseh passed along the scene. Then we have Josiah. All right? The word Josiah in Hebrew is written as this. Yoshiyahu. All right? Which means the Most High heals. Okay? Yah heals.
So that could be noted for edification purposes. Then we have,
all right, Yehoahaz. Similar to like the name we saw earlier. All right? Which means what? The Most High has seized. All right? Yehoahaz. All right? Then we have Yah has seized. Then we have Yehoiakim. All right, said in the Hebrew as this. Yehoiakim. All right, which means the Most High will establish. All right, Yah will establish. Okay?
Yeho, the Most High, Yaquim, will establish. So it's a he filled verb stem coming from the root word hequim, to establish. All right, we're going to get to the he filled stem
like sometime maybe late December, perhaps. All right, so let's do that with that aspect. So that's the meaning of Yehoiakim. Then we have Yehoiakim. All right. Oh, let me write it in the English transliteration first. You have Yehoiachim. All right. Yehoiakim. Sorry about that aspect. Yehoiakim. All right. Now,
Yehoiakim means the Most High will make ready. All right, so we can gain an understanding, okay, of what we're talking about, all right, in that particular regard. Okay, so now we have, as stated,
Yehoiakim. Yah will make ready or correct, or Yah will make correct, meaning the Most High will correct.
Yakim, to make correct. That also is a he filled verb stem from the Hebrew root word hekim. Many times on Shabbat, you might hear me or anybody else when the teachers teach nakon, nakon. When we're saying the word nakon, we're saying one is correct. All right,
that's the nifal stem of that root word hekim from the hifil, which means to make correct or to make ready. So Yehoiakim, all right, means the Most High will make correct. Then we have, lastly, for the kings of Judah, Zedekiah. All right. Oh, sorry about that. We have Zedekiah, Zidkiah, which means Yah is righteous, or basically saying my righteousness is Yah, or Yah is my righteousness.
All right, Zidkwi. Zedek, righteous, Zidkwi, my righteous, or my righteousness. So Zidkwi Yah, they say can mean or would mean Yah is righteous or Yah is my righteousness. So I just want that to be noted for edification purposes.
All right? So, therefore, one will be able to see what we're talking about.
So with that, I say Todah for the time. Class is adjourned.
Till next aspect, which will be for the willing next week. Hebrew lesson 27, going more into the inflictions, the list of the kings of Israel, and getting more so into conversational and biblical Hebrew. All right, so here we have it as such. I can be contacted at 908-587-4841. Now, December 17th, so after the Shabbat, we have a book signing here In the camp.
in regards to the book that I have here, all right? Deuteronomy 28:15-68, which is available on Amazon as well as on CreateSpace. But if anybody is interested, all right, you can contact me by text or calling 908-587-4841. All right, so we can gain an understanding of what we're talking about
In this particular regard.
All right, so with that,
Hallelujah. Bor'enu, Malkeinu, Moshienu, Ya Eloheinu,
Todah Rabbah,
Lapa'am Hazeh Od Pa'am, Kiata Har Etanu, Kiata Holtam Nupo, Babakusha Ya Elohe Yisrael, Tolikna Et Bene Yisrael Lekemlaka, Todah Rabbah, Ya El Elohe Yisrael, Kiata Hayita Itanu, Kasha Anaknu Zarakruka, Lihiyot Bachayenu, Salaklanu, Na Yahoah Eloheinu, Mikol Pigulenu, Wagam Kenko Gilulenu, Wagam Kenko Debarim Haraim, Asha Asino Be'eneka Bayat Arama, Salaklanu, Na Yahoah Eloheinu, Kiata El Salkhan Bachayenu, Misaleach Ata, Wagam Ken Ata Mekapir Babakusa, Im Ata Turaze, Na Yahoah Eloheinu, El Salkhan Anaknu Mitpalim Raklaka, Rak Bishmeaka, Ki Rak Inka, the Kolim La Asot Shekwer, Gam Kain Anaknu Shoalim. The Baraka Hatov, Wagam Kain Ko Tubka, Lihiyot Bachayenu. Na Yahoah Eloheinu, Tabarek Na Etakito Ta Ele, Wagam Kain Tinahel, Babakusha Oti, Wagam Kain Babakusha, Tinahel, Et Koha Akim Wa Akyot, Wagam Kain Kohas Kwanim Bahas Kwanot. I show him Yishmeru Etakita Hazot. Wagam Kain Babakushaya Elohe Yisrael. Shublanu Esefatenu. Shublanu Et Lishonenu. Wagam Kain Ko Debarim. Hatobim. I show Nil Kwako Memenu. Kianaknu. Halaknu. Resha Be'eneka. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen.